Okay, this schedule for this afternoon, there was a motion to dismiss which was filed by the plaintiff with regard to the service which was made by the defendant, excuse me. I guess the first thing, you're Mr. Gill, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm not sure that you really meant to file a motion to dismiss. Aren't you looking to strike the default and have the matter scheduled for a hearing on the merits?
Well, either one, Your Honor. I was thinking if you heard this, that you may dismiss it. But if it's just on the merits to have another hearing, I'd be fine with that.
Well, I think, you know, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I think that what you said in your motion was you didn't feel that the service that they made on you was proper,
right.
And therefore you didn't have a chance to object to
That's true.
anything. So
but there was other arguments about
you still have motions to dismiss.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I think really what we need to deal with today is a motion to strike the default, and that's what you
okay. All right.
What do you want to tell me in support of that, Mr. Gill?
Well, I'd like to turn around and tell you, Your Honor, that Mr. Barrington was part of negotiations for $50 million for me. And with Liberty Mutual, James Sweet, from, who was representing Divine Memo, Matt, Shaheen, and Gordon, and the Department of Revenue and the IRS. What he would tell you is that I refused their offer because they wanted releases on criminality.
I don't want to interrupt, but let me ask, like I said, I think what we're here for today...
No, I understand, but I'll make it clear.
Yeah, tell me why you don't feel you were properly served.
Because in this organization, criminal that Barrington was working for, the woman that was working for me, Carrie Lemieux, was working with them criminally. So in other words, the service that he says went to somebody that was working with them. In fact, what I did was evidence is, you'll see, Your Honor, that I wasn't even in town. I never knew about this. I was gone in November and December. Now, secondly, you'll see that there's a criminal complaint, very thick, with the Department of Justice that includes Mr. Barrington, but points out that Carrie Lemieux was involved in all this. So when I'm telling you it was improperly served, I never knew about it, I never signed for it, and I mean, I would have immediately acted upon which. So I'm verifying the fact that I wasn't in town, wasn't in the area. The person that Barrington said he was giving information to was working corruptly with them, which is in the Department of Justice complaint with Mr. Barrington's name on it, and Carrie Lemieux. It's a criminal investigation.
You never get notice of this. You never knew about it.
Never.
Okay, Mr. Barrington, what do you have to say?
Yes, Your Honor. There is no... He writes criminal complaints and not signing.
I'm not here to decide the criminal complaints. You'll have to take that up in another forum.
The registered agent for the mortgage specialist is CT Corporation Systems. I provided a copy to the court of a photocopy of the Secretary of State's records indicating who the current registered agent is. So
current registered agent, or was that the registered agent at the time the service was made?
It was the registered agent. I think it still is today.
Well, I don't care about today.
It was the registered agent at the time service was made, back on December 28, 2015. CT Corporation then sends it to their company. Who it goes to
you
or
say
when?
Their company, who's
a mortgage specialist Inc. Who's
Your Honor, I have multiple offices.
Okay.
You hire CT Corporations to be a registered agent. They then inform you. Who it went to within the organization, I have absolutely no idea, no control. This case, we're attempting to defend when he fired his last paralegal, not Carrie Lemieux. I've had no contact with him since they said they weren't going to pay any bills. And what I think he's talking about is the motion for periodic payments. The motion for periodic payments, they got to and responded and showed up at the hearing. That's what happened in November of 2016. And we showed up at the last hearing. So it's our argument that if you treat this as a motion to strike, by his own pleadings, he says that he, as the president, knew about this case back in August of 2016, when the motion for periodic payments was served by the Rockingham County Sheriff's Department. he didn't file his motion to dismiss until November. So service was proper to begin with. If he's claiming any equitable argument of any problem with his staff and not getting anything, for his own admission, he had notice of this on August 2nd when he filed a petition to clear on payments. And the time period, there's just no equities, there's no reason to forgive filing such a late motion or file a default judgment.
George, you have something further you want to say?
Yes, Your Honor. What Barrington said in the last hearing was he served Carrie Lemieux. Now, if you see, I have tons of emails going back and forth, not from me, from Mr. Barrington to Carrie Lemieux, all during that time. You don't hear him say service. And I'm telling you, Carrie Lemieux worked corruptly.
What was Carrie Lemieux within your entity, sir?
She worked paralegally, things like that. So, well, as it turns out, it wasn't.
Oh, you thought she was working for you?
I did, and she was a mole. And her partner, Brian Toomey, is wanted right now. The house is empty. Barrington knows about that. Mr. Barrington knows I turned down $50 million, and he was their agent for that. They were here originally to get my financials to find out what the company had. But they managed to do that already. But if you'd like to see some of these emails, talking about the money, talking about the corruption, Mr. Barrington knows I didn't take the money because of actual criminal corruption throughout the state that involves like Bill Shaheen and Alan Walker.
Well, once again, that's not what I'm here to decide.
I'm saying that the service was not served to me. It was served to somebody that was working, and I can show you through emails, corruptly with Mr. Barrington. That was Carrie Lemieux. Carrie Lemieux never informed me, Your Honor, I wasn't even here to be not only not served, but here during the hearing. I was out of town in Miami, and I have this to prove to you. So in other words, I want the opportunity to represent myself in the company. I wasn't served properly, and Mr. Barrington's under investigation, and so is Carrie Lemieux.
Let me do this. I'll review the file. I'll give it some thought, and I'll issue an order. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Discover Bank versus Michelle Vanziford.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. There he is. He's an asshole. You were a big hit on our last one. You notice you didn't mention to the judge how much money we turned down. And you were protecting these criminals. Isn't that right, Barrington, huh? Hey, do you know where Carrie Lemieux is now? Would you like to tell everybody how much money I turned down? Okay. State of corruption. That was Barrington. They tried to get the information again. Do you think it's coincidental? Do you know I have 2 hearings today, not 1? Now I want you to know, don't give up hope. They're scared right now. We're in a very important time. So I want to wish all my followers a Merry Christmas. And Mr. Trump, please keep your promise to New Hampshire. I said, we can turn around and change everything. Mike Gill, State of Corruption.